Let's do
Okay.
this. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
Okay, so real quick introductions. We just met each other. We've never seen each other face to face before.
Yeah.
You reached out to me wanting to join the Spouse Spotlight, a little YouTube playlist thing that I got going on, a little series of videos where I am basically speaking with spouses, the ones that are going through all this PCS stuff, to learn as much as we can from you, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly, and whatnot. So here we are, right?
Yeah, we've definitely have had probably a mixture of all three.
Okay,
Good,
yeah.
bad, ugly, and maybe a little bit more.
Well, I mean, that's good. That's not good, but it's good because it's going to help incoming families. So I'm very eager to learn all about that. So let's just go ahead and get started with my first question I ask everybody. Who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Sarah. My husband is a sergeant in the Army. And so I currently am being a student right now. I used to work for the CYS program
Oh,
within the military at Fort Eisenhower.
okay.
Love them. They were absolutely amazing. I will say West, I might be biased, but I worked at West, so it was the best. Not being too cheesy.
Okay.
And then
Not
I
cheesy.
decided to go back to school and do a computer science degree through Southern New Hampshire University. So I'm using my spouse, our the My CAA that we get, the 4,000.
My CA, what's that? I don't know about that.
So it's
That's not
basically a
like the
program
GI
for
Bill, right?
spouses. Yeah, so it's not the GI Bill. It's you get $4,000 over 2 years though, so it's not like all at once. And your husband has to be E6 or below, active duty. You have to be the spouse, and then you qualify.
Oh, I'll link to that. I didn't know anything about. The only thing I knew about was the tuition assistance and the GI Bill, but
Yeah,
I never heard of this. So that's actually really good information. Okay,
yeah, it's been
and
great.
you guys, and so you're still in school, right?
Yes.
And where did you guys get stationed to over here in Germany?
So we're in Wiesbaden.
In Wiesbaden. Okay, and you're already here. How long you been in Wiesbaden?
We've been here for, I want to say like 2 weeks, maybe leaning closer to three at this point.
Okay, well then, let's get right into it then. So you're brand new, which is perfect because you have gone through all of the
Yes.
ish. You know what I'm saying? So let's just start talking about some of the issues, some of the things that have come up, the biggest pain for you guys moving over, and just kind of hit some hot topics on that. I know last time we spoke, you said that the pet situation was an issue, right?
Yes. So surprisingly, command sponsorship was not super difficult. It was very easy. I just did a call with the EFMP nurse. They cleared me, did the normal, like do a physical, send in all that, and that was very quick. The pets, on the other hand, was unfortunately not as quick. The EU has something with their rabies where if they get their rabies before they're microchipped, it doesn't count. Once they get it after, it has to be 21 days before your arrival.
Right.
We found that out with our older cat 2 days before we were supposed to leave for the airport. So we scrambled. We called Feathers and Fur, which I found through DTV. Got everything scheduled with them. So our kids will actually be here in like 10 days. So we're very excited. Finally,
How many cats?
two.
Two cats. Okay. So they
Yes.
Feathers and Fur were able to help you guys out with getting the cats
Yes.
and getting okay. They just needed to get
Yes.
the rabies shot. Really, I think that's just about
Pretty
it.
much. So, yeah, we didn't know about the 21 days. We had got my older cat, we named him Thanos. So, we got him his rabies shot on Monday of that week before we were supposed to fly
Okay.
because they didn't specify that 21-day waiting period.
Got it. Okay, so that held you guys back. But other than that, it would have been smooth sailing with the pet situation.
It would have been smooth sailing until we got here for housing.
Okay.
So, now that we're here, you can't get on the housing list until you arrive in Germany on that first day.
Oh, okay. Each
So,
base is different. I get a lot of questions about housing, which is very normal to ask about housing stuff because the
yeah.
military does not do a good job of giving you housing pictures, housing information,
Oh, not at all.
showing you the
Not at
options.
all.
And in 2024, especially as Americans, when we move from one place to another stateside, like we expect to see videos of the place and like too much information,
Yes.
you know?
Yes, even with the hotel, like we had no idea when we got here, they only have German plugs.
Oh yeah.
There's no American plugs in the lodge. We had no idea. So maybe for about like 3 or 4 days, we were sharing a charger in between somebody in school and somebody that loves to game. It was a little bit difficult figuring out how we're going to do that.
Right. Okay. Really quick about the pets thing. Who did you fly with? What airline? Did you go Patriot Express or you went
So we
commercial?
did the Patriot Express,
Oh, you did. Okay.
but
So
we
you flew
had I believe it was a Delta flight going from Atlanta to Baltimore and then Baltimore to Ramstein and then Ramstein to here. So if you're in Wiesbaden, it's a very long stretch of travel days.
Yeah, yeah. If you're going with the Patriot Express because you got to take
Yes.
trips. Okay. And how was the Patriot Express? We didn't talk about that.
So the Patriot Express was fine.
Yeah.
Like there was really no issues. Our main issues have just been our pets and the hotel is very expensive, the lodge, and the housing list. We are 12th on the list and we started on day one at 15 on the list. Or I think 16 actually on the list.
So 3 weeks ago, you started on day one, you were 16 on the list, and
Mm-hmm.
now 3 weeks in, you're only number 12 on the list.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Did they tell you what you qualify for housing?
So we qualify for a two bedroom, either one or two bathrooms. So if you're two people with two animals, you're getting a two bedroom. I think it's either a one or two bathroom.
Okay. And remind the audience again, your husband's rank.
He's an E5.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're kind of gonna jump around a little bit because the PCSing is there's so many different topics and stuff. That's okay with you.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Unless you had anything else specifically you want to talk about pets for, then what I want to ask you is just like
Yeah.
we talked a little bit when we were on the phone about spouse perspectives, right? And
Yes.
with regards to like the roles of a spouse when you PCS, preparation that goes into that, versus like what your military member, like an active duty member will do. So kind of talk to me about what you did like what your role was as a spouse and then your husband's as well.
I feel like the roles have been very traditional, biblically speaking, because of how the military is set up. It kind of has to be.
Okay.
Because your husband has to deal with the mission first, get it done. And the spouse is kind of on the back end dealing with, okay, I need to pack this for my cats, I need to pack this for my husband, I need to pack this for my family. What do we need to get cleaned? Do we need anything extra? Do we need a budget? All those other little things you kind of have to take on because at the end of the day, the military has to become your entire life.
Yeah.
It has to be that the military and his career comes first. And it's not, your spouse will do everything to make sure that you come first. Trust me, I know it's not always going to feel like that, but you have to work really hard as a couple to kind of try to make sure that you know what each other is doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so you guys found that balance between him doing his work stuff and the mission and you trying to take care of all the preparation pieces for getting over here?
Yeah, so it took us a little bit because we are still somewhat. He did 6 years. We
Okay.
got married. So I haven't even been a military spouse of an active duty for not even a full year yet.
You
So I'm
didn't.
still learning my role. Yeah, I'm still learning what my role is.
That's how it was with my wife too. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. So tell me now, let's go kind of into those roles, right? So
Mhm.
first of all, like where did you find support? Where did you find help with those with stuff? Like where were your biggest issues when dealing with the preparation and whatnot? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, I think our biggest issues was my husband was in school for his secondary MOS. So we were dealing with drill sergeants.
Okay.
And that made things a little bit tougher because they're dealing with so many soldiers that sometimes we didn't really get all the information. Or even with the vet, they'll have multiple receptionists emailing you and not really kind of keeping up with what you've already been told, what you haven't been told. So it's a lot for the service member to make sure that that communication is all exactly what's going to happen.
And did you, and obviously you found me online, but did you find
Yes.
my stuff early on when you were PCSing or in the middle? Like where were you at with that?
I found it early on because I did kind of have a feeling that we were going to get Germany. I don't know why, but I don't know. I kind of had like a little nudging in the back of my brain or a gut feeling that it was
I
going to be
understand.
something overseas. Yeah. I had some type of, okay, yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking now. I did not think I was going to be right. I thought I was going to be wrong. I thought that we were going to go somewhere totally different.
Yeah.
And I was right. I just kind of like, I was looking up your stuff before we even found out. And then after we did, I was like, all right, now I got to do all the big deep dive and all the housing tours and the PX tour and things
And you found it, obviously you found it helpful. Was there anything that maybe, and be honest, if there's something that was missing or something that you would have wanted more information on?
I feel like with the housing stuff, it's hard, especially since we're so used to American sized military homes. Like we're coming from a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. We're getting a 2 bedroom, maybe 1, 2 bathroom.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to kind of downsize that. Even though we're 2 people and 2 cats, our cats, they take up a lot of space. They have all their toys, their cat towers,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
litter robot, like all that other stuff that I wish I could have seen a video of what that layout looked like.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I remember going over to Wiesbaden, and I think I stayed there about a week, and I tried to get as much footage as I could. And it's a little difficult trying to ask a stranger to come film their house. It's really
Yeah.
what it comes down to. And so some people would kind of get angry because I would only show specific types of homes, and I'm like, look, I'll show
Yeah.
anything. If somebody offers their home to me, I will walk in. I don't care if it's in the dorms or if it's a townhouse or whatever it is. I want to give people perspective, and some expectations is really what it comes down to, because a lot of Americans they come from a bigger home, more space, big cars, all that stuff that's
Yes.
Americanized. But when you come over to Germany, you got to set your expectations a little bit lower with regards to how much space you may have, or how much storage you may have, or parking spaces, for example.
Yeah, it's that shift I feel like has been a lot. Maybe it's just because I'm still a very new military spouse and I'm still trying to learn what my place is in this. Like where do I fit when
Yeah.
he's doing the mission? How do I fit into that?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like when you have such a big move and you're still learning that shift, you're already going to be frazzled. You're
Yeah.
already going to be stressed. It's just part of the job. I've kind of learned how to accept it and move on.
So is he all settled in with the job and stuff?
He's still doing a little bit of in processing. We have to do a DEERS form.
Okay.
I got my passport today,
Yeah.
which they only do passport pickup like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
You mean your sofa stamp?
Yes, I got my SOFA stamp, got my passport, so I'm good.
Okay.
But it's like
That's
a
that's
two
actually a,
second process.
that's actually a good point though that you bring up, because a lot of people ask, like, do I need to get my sofa stamp or my sofa card before I come over?
Oh, no, no. If you don't have it when you get here, I promise they will tell you when you get to customs that you don't have it. But you can just let them know and they'll go, you have 3 months, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you just gotta really, I've kind of learned you have to keep on top of the military side of things because you can't expect your spouse to remember everything.
No one's looking out for you but you. So yeah, that you gotta make sure that people are doing what they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, so that you can get all that stuff done.
Yes, so
Uh,
you can still come here, but when they do the ID, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but it's a 2 second thing. I went in, and to be honest, they didn't even check my ID. They definitely should, so don't risk it and not take your ID thinking they didn't check it for her. They won't check it for me. They might do it that day, but just went in, took 2 seconds, and now I'm good to stay here with him.
Yeah, yeah. Now you're good. Now you can stay in Germany for longer than 3 months. And just to clear things up for people that are watching, if you're active duty, your tour, so the active duty member, they can actually fly over on orders, right? And then if you're with them and you're on those orders and you have your tourist passport, which you should have your tourist passport at a minimum,
Yes.
then you're able to come freely into Germany for up to 3 months before you need to get your SOFA stamp for active duty. Or if you're a civilian, they probably will give you a SOFA card, just depending on
Yeah.
what type of civilian you are. But regardless, you need that SOFA, which is a status of forces agreement, which is an agreement that allows you to stay in just kind of like a military visa, if you will, allows you to stay overseas for as long as your tour is. Okay. We forgot something at the beginning. You told me that your husband was in the military, then got out of the military, and then got back in the military. Tell
Okay,
me
yeah,
about
it's
that. Yeah.
so basically we had got married towards the end of his 5 year contract for 25 Sierra. He had decided to get out because he got Fort Riley and he hated it. Called me every day in the snow, hated it, wanted to leave. I was doing my Disney college program.
Okay.
So we decided to stay in Florida. He got out. I got into a car accident, got a chemical burn all down my arm.
Oh
I don't
no.
think there's like any remnants of it. Broke my finger, blacked out, started having seizures and things like that.
Wow.
They've cleared up. So that part's good. They've cleared
Good.
up. Good. Yes.
Okay.
I would not be here if they were still happening. But they cleared up, and he decided that since healthcare is really expensive, he got back care. So he kind of made the ultimate sacrifice to make sure that we were gonna always be taken care of.
Did any of the injuries you got from the car accident, did it have anything to do with like your EFMP? Was it special treatment
No,
that you need for no?
no. So at the time, I was living in Florida. He was in Kansas. We were just waiting on him to come back home. I was getting our apartment set up, our civilian life set up, and then everything just kind of turned on its head.
Okay. And so out there, you're not on are you with his TRICARE or no? Would you go see a civilian
I'm
doctor?
with his TRICARE.
Oh, you're with his
I'm
TRICARE.
with, I should be.
Okay.
I'm still learning how it all works. I just know that I'm with TRICARE.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you would be TRICARE with him because he's active duty. But like my wife and I'm not active duty anymore. My wife is a civilian. She's a teacher on base. So we don't have TRICARE. So we go off base for any healthcare, anything.
Yeah.
I want to just go into, and this is kind of, the last thing here is just I want to go into like
Yeah.
what are the things that you wish you would have known about before you got over here to Germany?
I wish I would have known that spouse sponsorship is a thing. So you can actually tell your military member that they do spouse sponsors at Wiesbaden and see if they can get you in contact with somebody just for you.
Wait a minute, time out. Because this is new news.
Yes.
You're saying that there's a network of spouses that are actually your
Actually
sponsors
sponsors.
for
Actually
full sponsor.
sponsors like
Okay. What is it
yes.
called? What
I,
is it? This is through
it's just the spouse sponsorship program.
the spouses club. Do you know?
I have no idea. I'm truthfully a very, very reserved person.
Ah,
So this whole thing of having to like venture out and meet people and make friends and
well, I'm
I'm
surprised you agreed to this. It's called.
well, I have to give the credit to my husband. He, like I said, even when you feel like the military is not on your side, your spouse is. So just don't make them the enemy when the military decides to
Yeah.
knock you down a couple pegs.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that the spouse network helps you out then. Or
Yeah,
well,
so there is a
you
spouse
didn't know about it.
sponsor.
Did you not?
I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it till we got here, and I actually saw a sign that said become a spouse sponsor. And I thought it was the funniest thing because I had no idea that you could have somebody for the spouse.
Well, I'm glad that you just told me because now I'm getting ready to let everybody know.
Yes,
Did
that
you
is the
learn about
thing.
what they do for you?
I think they do, like, it's kind of what the military spouse does for your service member, except you have them for you. I would assume they're more of like the housing. These are
Oh,
the groups that you'd want to connect with. These are some people your own age.
yeah.
There, there might be clubs. I have no idea if spouses make their own clubs. If they do, I obviously
Yeah,
have
they do.
not
They
joined
do.
any.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try it.
I mean, at a minimum, here's what I recommend. I'm a part of the spouses club out here, and especially for new people that are overseas, they don't know anything, especially you don't know anything about not anything about the military, but you're new to the military, you're new to overseas. The spouses club at a minimum will put you with people that are like in the same boat as you, right? You can start learning
Mhm.
about different job opportunities on the base. You can learn about different events. You can kind of network with folks that will like get your foot in the door for certain things. It'll give you more information. It's super informational for you to just to kind of be aware of what's going on around the base, who meets up with who, where can we go, that type of thing. So at a
Yeah.
minimum, I think it's nice to just to be a part of to kind of learn that. And then if you feel like it's still valuable, then I'd stay,
Yeah.
and volunteer or
Yeah.
whatever you're going to do. But it's
Yeah,
pretty informational.
there's also a spouse orientation on Wiesbaden that I had no idea that was a thing. Again, my husband signed me up for it. So I just got a text saying, "Hey, I signed you up. It's a thing. You should go."
Yeah. Did you go?
It hasn't happened yet, but I will go. I will try to actually get out of my little bubble.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
There's even like the little things that you don't realize that they have. It's kind of incredible. I've talked to so many people that have had like cats or dogs or things like that, and it's really the same across the board with the military. I wish I would have known about that 21 days part of it. Yeah, it definitely would have saved my cats a lot of, they're probably not going to be the happiest to see us. when they land.
And you just kept them with family?
We kept them with a sitter.
Oh, with a sitter. Oh, so you had to spend money.
Yes. Yes. So we spent about $914 on a sitter.
Oh, that was a $900 whoopsies.
We had no family that would take them or nearby.
Ah, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So we had like that stacked against us. And then we just were like, I don't know what we do. I mean, I do love our cats. So yes, it's expensive, but I need them here.
Yeah.
I will say it. I'm a proud cat lady. I love my cats. And
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of you out there.
yes.
It's all good. It is all good. Okay. All right. Well, look, that is all I really had. Just a quick overview of what it was like from someone like from your perspective moving over and an E5 moving over as a family so they can kind of get an idea of what it's like going to Wiesbaden. Do you guys like Wiesbaden? What are your first impressions?
So far we really like it. So my spouse did 2 tours in Korea before he met me.
Yeah.
So the only thing I will say is he does compare a lot of things to Korea.
Oh gosh, so completely different.
Yeah, totally different place.
Yeah, I've been to Korea.
But I absolutely love it.
Well, good. Yeah, we'll take advantage of you guys have a wine festival this weekend on I want to say it starts on Saturday. You guys in the city, downtown.
I think so.
Yeah, it's huge.
MWR is doing a trip. I think the 14th. September 14th. It's like $75 a person.
Okay. Worth going.
I don't know. I don't know if we're truly even gonna go yet. We might be getting stuff together for arrivals and hopefully we get a house soon. Getting stuff together for that. So Oktoberfest though. We'll definitely be at Oktoberfest.
Okay, do Oktoberfest. And if you ever make your way over to Bavaria, make sure to hit me up. All right.
I will.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for all this information. I'm going to get this out on YouTube and all the socials here soon. So that it can help some other incoming families. But again, thank you so much for joining today. I know it was kind of getting out of your shell, but I appreciate you so much, and I wish the best to you and your husband and your cats.
Thank you. You have a great rest of your day.
Okay, take care.
Bye.